truth. Truth with a capital T is truth for everyone. It's universal, the same for everyone. It's eternal, it's unchanging truth, whether you believe in it or not, whether you know about it or not, truth is truth. So we're going to look at truth today. And today's wisdom comes from many places. Unity teachings, of course. Reverend Eric Butterworth being one of my favorites. A couple named Gay and Kathleen Hendricks have written many books. And my own 50 cents worth, or 25 cents worth, or 5 cents worth, depending on what your truth is about my truth. But some truths about truth I'd like to start with. Truth is not owned by any religion, church, teacher, or guru. No one group or no one person owns truth. And it can be accessed and demonstrated by anyone, anywhere, anytime. And the ultimate truth in you is the divine pattern within you, the fullness of your potential, as held in divine mind, the divine idea of you. Now, getting a little serious, the second could-be secret is the secret to a good pizza joke. You know what the secret to a good joke about pizza? It's all in the delivery. And Jenna and Lucas, this one's for you later. I will reveal a secret to being an excellent guitar player. Stay tuned. Now, back to truth. I grew up with the Baltimore Catechism. How many here had to memorize the Baltimore Catechism? I'm that old and I've only won one. Thank you, Nancy. I call it the theology of fear and separation. You're separate from God, a lot of guilt and fear. I'm a sinner deserving of punishment and programmed with fear, guilt, anxiety, and so on and so on. What a relief to come into unity and find out the secret, real truth that Jesus was talking about when he said, know the truth and you'll be free. And Eric Butterworth asked the question, I'm going to see if any of you know it, what is the starting point of spiritual realization? Where do you start? He said the starting point of spiritual realization is the discovery that you're not separate from God and you never have been. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. Absolutely nothing. So the first step in birthing the Christ this Christmas season is the awareness of the divine presence within us that we are one with. And I like to say divine presence rather than God, because to me God is that image of a separate man in the sky, taking a list to whether you're naughty or nice. And that's not the truth. Divine presence, what's your name for God? Each one of you probably has a name. God doesn't care, because God is the underlying essence of all life, not a being, but the underlying presence in and through all of us. So, the third could-be secret is a dysfunctional family secret. See if you relate to this. I told my mom something very serious and told her not to tell Dad. She told my dad and then told him not to tell me. And my dad called me and told me he knows, but not to tell my mom. So basically all three of us know that we can't tell each other. That's a dysfunctional family secret. But today we're talking about real secrets of truth that have been kept from us. What is your definition of God? Again, I like to say the presence, God is not a person. God is not a man out there, a woman, anybody, but the underlying essence of all of creation. The reality of you, you are an expression of an aspect of God. Imagine one day, divine mind had the thought of you. Boop, there you are. That one thought of you, and here you are. Repeat with me if you're comfortable. I'm an infinite idea in divine mind. Together, I'm an infinite idea in divine mind. My way is made easy. Together, my way is made easy. When I know the truth about myself. When I know the truth about myself. Eric Butterworth said, instead of thinking of God as a separate being to whom we pray, Butterworth teaches that we live, move, and have our being in that divine presence. We are individualized expressions of the infinite. And how does that make you feel? Does that feel blasphemous to some of you? If you're new to these teachings, it might feel blasphemous. And I believe that was the real reason Jesus was crucified. He came with the gospel of oneness. He came with the gospel of love. Listen to some of the things he said. And imagine him saying it way back when. The Father and I are one. And I am in the Father and you are in me. Do you feel the oneness there? The Father and I are one, and I'm in the Father and you're in me. And what you do to the least of my brothers, you do to me, because we're one. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. These things that I do, you shall do also, and more. Oh my gosh. And then he quoted the Old Testament, don't you know you are God's? What did he mean by that? Not I'm a God, come worship me, but we are all creative beings in the oneness of God. Okay, the fourth could be secret. What's the difference between the Secret Service and the Postal Service? One protects your secrets and one goes through your mail, and you never know which is which. Okay. But the fourth real secret, this one's not a joke, the biggest human issue is trying to attract love. What is the best way to attract love in your life? Instead of looking for love in all the wrong places. We've all done that, right? The only way to attract love that you really want is to become fully authentic yourself. You don't want to attract something that's attracted to something you're really not. You want to attract someone that is attracted to your authentic self. And there are 4 subparts in this one. The first one is be real. Just be real. Be authentic. And I'm not talking about inappropriate behavior. Some people, when they say, oh, you know, we're all expressions of God, I just have to be authentic, means you can do whatever you want. We're not talking about behavior, we're talking about being who you really are. Letting go of any masks or roles that you play, and being honest and willing to be vulnerable. It feels a little vulnerable to be true to yourself, to be who you really are. And the third one is very important, making life choices through your inner knowing, your intuition, not through external approval. Life is lived from the inside out, from the inner knowings, the inner promptings, not through what you're told to do or be out there. Altogether, no, oops. And the fourth part of that is listen to that still small voice of the divine within you and act on it. Act on it. Okay, again, it's getting a little serious in here. The fifth could be secret. You already know I can't cook. Don't look for anything at the potluck for me because I can't cook. But what you didn't know is I once got banned from a secret cooking society. I kept spilling the beans. That one was for you, Joseph. Now, the real secret, number 5. It's our choice. Are you a victim or a master? We have to take responsibility for our lives. And I'm not talking about guilt trips on what happened to us in the past. We've all been victimized. But there's not a victim among us. And I believe it was Gay and Kessler and Henderson in their book that they wrote that said, be the creative cause of your life. In Unity, we believe in cause and effect. Be the creative cause. Don't you love that those words used together? I am the creative cause of my life. Let's say that together. I am the creative cause of my life. No matter what happened to you in the past, you have the power to overcome and to now be that creative cause. So, repeat with me if you're comfortable. God can only do to me what God can do through me. Together, God can only do to me what God can do through me. I am the creative cause of my life. I am the creative cause of my life when I know the truth. Together, when I know the truth. So we let go of any belief that the world is doing it to us. We let go of any blame of others, of circumstances, or ourselves. And if we have given away our power, if we didn't claim our power, we move from victim consciousness to creative cause. I love those words, creative cause. And that leads to freedom from repetitive patterns that we keep on going through. Freedom from blame, because we take responsibility. And the ability to deliberately create joy and love and substance and abundance, and to demonstrate fully our potential deliberately. So here's another one. It's a long one. I'm going to break it up in 3 parts. I take responsibility. For my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Rather than blaming others or circumstances. I am the creative cause of my future. Together, I am the creative cause of my future. All right, that's a good way to start the new year, isn't it? We're the creative cause in 2026. So, could be secret number 6. They all laughed when I told them that I would discover the secrets of invisibility. If only they could see me now. Okay, I'm just playing Joseph here. That's it. The real secret number 6. What are the 2 attitudes of life? I love this one. Eric Butterworth came up with it. There are 2 types of people, 2 attitudes of life. The first one is the getting attitude. The belief that life is something to get from outside sources. I have to get from out there. And that belief is rooted in lack and competition, producing anxiety, frustration, and dependency on external conditions. I get and I have to get where? Out there. That's the getting attitude. The other is the giving attitude, where we understand that life is lived from inside out. We express, we give out what we already are, what we already have, rather than striving for what we think we lack. Life is lived from inside out, giving out from the truth of our being. Wow, wow. Finally, how do we maintain this? How can we keep this going? Well, come to Unity every Sunday you can. How about that? And that's the truth. All together. Let's hear some more beautiful music from our music team.